What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaiza-Sama, and we are back with another Dragon Ball content video today. If you guys are new here, drop that like and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications so you know when I drop a new Dragon Ball video. We do gaming, the card openings, figure openings, and we are now going to start doing a episode series review on Dragon Ball Diama. So, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you tap in, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you catch up on all my videos. And pretty much we're just going to be dropping these episode reviews on the day that the episode releases or that morning after. So, you know, dealing with time zones. But we have the streaming services now, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But without further ado, we're just going to hop right into it so we don't take too long in the video. So let's get in. Now, with Dragon Ball Diamond in this episode 1, I will tell you right now, you really don't get the traditional opening to like an anime show that you would usually get. You know what I'm saying? We don't really get that intro like that. We really get more of like a movie opening. It really felt more of like a movie / Super Dragon Ball Hero type of opening. Now, it's not Super Dragon Ball Hero-esque, so I don't want people to get worried about that, but that's just kind of the vibes. You know what I mean? Because in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, we really saw more of the demon realm. We saw different realms and stuff like that. So the beginning of the episode 1 of Dragon Ball Diamond, we are opening up to the demon realm, but we also open up with kind of like a recap that we got from DBS Broly. Very similar to that movie. We get like a recap of what happened in Dragon Ball Z all the way up to the Buu Saga events. So with that being said, we basically get that little recap and we dive in straight to the demon realm, and we open up with Goma, who he is being acquainted with Degesu, and basically he's watching all the events that have been happening from the start of like the Buu Saga, basically. And well, it wasn't the start of Buu Saga, but it was, but the events that he started watching, we saw these amazing fighting scenes with Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan Goku, and they were fighting in that little tournament square, and we just saw like these reenacted scenes from like the Z, you know, the Z animations being updated into this 2024 animation, and it was just amazing. And I heard, you know, the guy, I forgot his name, but the guy that worked on Super Dragon Ball, not Super Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball Super Hero, he worked on the animations for Daima. So it really just kind of went out there to really show itself. And trust me, when you really sit down and just watch the episode and you see that scene, you're going to think about the Z version, you know what I'm saying, watching it from like the 90s, and then you see it in this updated format, and it's just, it looks incredible, dude. I promise you, it looks incredible. So like I said, we open up in the demon realm. We see these events being played on this big screen, and watching these events is Goma. And Goma is the now newly acquainted Supreme Demon King of the demon realm now that Deborah is dead. And with Deborah being basically consumed by Majin Buu, that's what they were like, so just like, they were flabbergasted to see this man Deborah get devoured by Majin Buu. And, you know, they saw these events unfold, whereas, you know, Vegeta and Goku were fighting, and they were just wondering who these powerful beings were. And, you know, they're watching these events unfold more and more, and they're able to go forward and backward, like rewinding and fast forwarding. And it's pretty just interesting because it gives you just this vibe. Where was it? Who was watching like the screen like this? It was very similar to what we saw in Superhero when Dr. Hedo and them, they were, you know, viewing all this stuff on the screen and all that. But a better representation is when Whis brings up his staff, and he can play these events that have happened as if he was there. And that's very, very similar to what we see on this big screen. So he sees that Majin Buu devours Deborah. And then he sees that he actually kills Babidi. So apparently Babidi was a threat to Goma. And with that being said, Goma, at that point was kind of thinking to himself, like, okay, well, maybe we need to prepare ourselves because Babidi is going to come here with Majin Buu trying to kill us. Excuse me, but like I just said, they see Majin Buu basically kill Babidi, and they're like, "Oh snap, we don't have to worry about him no more." So they're getting hype and all this, but then they see Buu get powerful. He goes to the lookout. He's fighting Gotenks. Not to mention, we see this amazing fight scene once again with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks fighting Buu. And then we also see Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, fighting Buu. It was just incredible, man, seeing these Dragon Ball Z scenes actually being updated. And Dagesu, he's, sitting there, he's commenting his opinions and whatnot. And he's just telling them, now that Babidi's not here and Dabura's not here and Majin Buu has been defeated, you really don't have anything, anybody standing up to you. And that was the one thing that kind of shocked him too, was to see Goku use the Genkidama to get rid of Majin Buu. So once they saw that, they were kind of like, it was kind of weird because it was as if they were disappointed that he was gone, because I don't know if they wanted to use him as a weapon potentially, but it was almost as if they were happy as well because of the fact that, like I just said, they don't have anybody standing up to him anymore. So we also get Dr. Orensu. She is Dagesu's sister, and Dagesu, he's a demon supreme Kai. For the people that have been wondering, I know that was kind of like up in the air for some people, but he's a demon supreme Kai, and his older brother, the East Supreme Kai, he's, basically the good version. Now, the thing with this, though, is pretty interesting because later on in the episode, there's going to be some things being revealed about Dr. Orensu, how she has, research that was being backed up and supported by Dabura. But now that Dabura is gone, she basically turns to Goma, and she kind of like coerces him and tells him like, well, you're the new Demon King now, so that means you have to fund my research. And he's like, we'll see about that. And then she starts kind of throwing like not threats, but kind of just making him worry, saying, well, now that Majin Buu is dead, yeah, he's been defeated, but it'd be a shame if those humans came down here to the demon realm. So that is what basically gets, his pants, kind of rolling with Goma, is that he starts thinking about the Saiyans now. So that is going to play on, into his plan later on as well. But after Dr. Orensu leaves, we basically get Dagesu, telling Goma not to worry about what his sister says. But then Goma gets this, ingenious idea, let's use the Dragon Balls from Earth. And that was another thing, too. When they were viewing the events that were playing on the screen, they saw that the Shinron dragon from, Universe 7 Planet Earth, the Dragon Balls there at that time frame actually grant 3 wishes instead of Purunga that only grants 1 wish. And when they saw that these Dragon Balls grant 3 wishes, bro, they went insane. They were like, yo, what? You get 3 wishes? That's when this man Goma was like, oh, yeah. Basically, let's just use the Dragon Balls to turn the Z Fighters into kids. So he gets this idea to do that for the first wish, and then for his second wish, he has the idea of actually using, he wants to find, what is it, the testicular oculus, and it's basically this evil third eye that gives you just this incredible amount of just demon power, I guess. And it's been passed down through the generations of the Supreme Demon Kings throughout the Demon Realm. And Goma wants to get his hands on it. But you'll basically start to get vibes that, like, Goma is really not going to be that ending antagonists that Goku and Vegeta are going to have to fight against. They're probably going to fight against him on and off throughout the series, more than likely. But for Goma being the final boss, in those words, I definitely don't think Goma is going to end up being the final boss. Um, when you kind of peek Degesu and Dr. Arensu and their like intentions, like their vibe, it really just seems as if they're just supporting him. You know what I mean? It's not so much as, oh, we're here to actually assist you and be loyal servants to you. No, it's nothing like that. It's more so being just like accompany like acquaintances, you know what I mean? So that's where, like I said, I feel like later on down the road throughout the rest of the episodes, we're going to see some, devious plans unfold from them. Now, we do hear about the Tamagamis. They are basically three powerful demonic warriors that guard the dark Dragon Balls from the Demon Realm. And I'm not totally sure how many Dragon Balls they have. It seems like they only have 3 or 4, because when they counted and saw that Earth has 7 Dragon Balls, that was kind of shocking to them too in some type of way. So it gives me the vibe that they only have 3 or 4 Dragon Balls. But these powerful warriors guard them, and supposedly they are somewhat very powerful, because Goma is afraid to actually go up against the Tamagamis to actually use the Dragon Balls from the Demon Realm from his wish. And, it kind of just gives him the idea, well, I'm not going to fight the Tamagamis. I'm going to just go to Earth and just use those Dragon Balls. So, he gets that idea. And, for the Tamagamis, I definitely feel like we're going to see them fight Goku and Vegeta. I feel like those are going to be some pretty good fights. Vegeta is going to take a certain form, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I can't wait to see that fight unfold in the future episodes, man. That's gonna be amazing. Now we do get a segment where, like I just said, they were waiting on Neva. He's like the Namek that has actually resided within the Demon Realm. And that's going to be one thing that we're going to start to see too, is that the Demon Realm is actually a base home for a lot of beings that we didn't know actually came from there. Like the Namekians, we find out that they are originally from the Demon Realm, but there was at some point in time, where they had actually split. Some Namekians actually, escaped from the Demon Realm. I guess, they didn't want to be there. They didn't want to reside there and become servants or anything like that. So they took matter into their own hands, went to basically Planet Namek. Then we got the Namekians in Universe 6. So, but that also goes into question, did they just come from their Demon Realm? You know what I mean? So there goes a lot of questions with, what is really happening within the Demon Realm, who comes from the Demon Realm and whatnot. But we see that as they are waiting for Neva, they actually pick up Neva because he has the knowledge of the Dragon Balls, of course, and we're just going to take him along with us. That's what Goma is basically thinking. And they have to go through this gigantic fish that serves as like this portal from the Demon Realm to other realms. And you just basically tell him a pin number of the world that you're trying to go to, and he basically, time travels you there or whatever. But once they finally show up, we basically are seen at this party with Goku and Vegeta. We see that it is basically Trunks' 9th birthday. It's a year after the Buu Saga events. So with that being said, we basically see another thing, I don't want to say debunked, but we see another theory that was retconned as far as the Potara fusions. And Goku, he's sitting there eating with Vegeta and Kibito, or Kaibito, or however you say his name, and the East Supreme Kai. And Goku asked them, how did you guys defuse? So in the manga, it was stated that they asked the Namekians to gather the Dragon Balls and then wish them to be separated. And then within, what was it? I forgot what was said in Dragon Ball Super, but I know for Dragon Ball Super, as far as mortals, they can only be fused with the Potara earrings for a good hour, and then that even depends on the amount of power that's used. But they say for in Dragon Ball Diama in this episode, they retconned it once again, and but this feels like a more original kind of like, okay, this makes sense low key, you know what I mean? And the East Supreme Kai, or no, the QB though, he ends up telling Goku, "Oh well, we found out that after Majin Buu, consumed Vegito and spit you guys out, and you guys diffused. We basically like figured it out, and we asked Majin Buu to consume us, spit us out, so we could defuse. And there's basically this demonic power gas that, consuming gas that is like within Majin Buu that is powerful enough to actually split up a Potara fusion. So that to me kind of makes sense. I know a lot of people were kind of like, what? But when you really sit down and think about it, Majin Buu is really a very powerful being, bro. Like, you cannot underestimate Majin Buu. Like, he has, a lot of different traits and qualities to him. So the fact that, if he can consume a Potara fusion like, being, it only makes sense that the power, that the natural demonic power within him is going to break down a, Potara like fusion like that. So it really only makes sense that, when you really think about it. I know a lot of people are kind of hung over about it, but it is what it is. But we see that Goku and Vegeta, Goku, he gets full on his stomach from eating. He tells Vegeta, let's start sparring. So we get another segment of just amazing fighting animations, these effects in the air of Goku and Vegeta sparring just above the city. And it just looks amazing, man. Like, they really went to town with these fighting scenes. And if we get fighting scenes at least like every other episode, then I would be completely fine with that, dude. Because even just like the slice of life stuff, the effects and just, how they are doing things so far is just amazing, honestly. So, I'm not really complaining too much about it. But we do get this amazing fighting scene with Goku and Vegeta. I will say that they do not go Super Saiyan, and, it's kind of like a given at this point that the Saiyans get more powerful when they train in their base form, so that is what it is. But we also see that Dende and Mr. Popo are standing at the top of the lookout, and just at that moment when they're thinking about going down there, Mr. Popo had mentioned going down there to watch them fight, but then Dende is like, no, anything can happen. And just as he says that, Goma, Degesu, and Neva, they basically drop right out of the sky, like literally right there in front of them. They land, they all get out of the little spaceship, and Goma basically tells Dende that they're there for the Dragon Balls. And Neva, he sees Dende, and he's, just surprised to see another Namek for the first time in like almost 1,000 years, or a little bit over 1,000 years. And Dende's kind of surprised, but he's more concerned about, this demon-looking being. And then he also asks about Degesu, and he asks him if he's a Supreme Kai, and he's like, not exactly. So that's what I was saying earlier when I said Degesu is a demon Supreme Kai. He doesn't really say that, but that's what he is. Then he basically explains to them that they're there to use the Dragon Balls. And then long story short, Neva, Dende says that he's not going to show them where they are. He's not going to tell them the password. But Neva basically uses his mysterious Namek power to basically bring all the Dragon Balls to the lookout. And they're all in stones because they just recently used them for a wish. But Neva even has the damn power to reverse the stones on the Dragon Balls so that you can use them right away again. So with him being able to do this, I was like, yo, if they potentially, just further into just Dragon Ball anywhere, within the series, I would be very interested to see a very powerful Namekian like villain. like, you know, even more powerful and more evil than Slug. And he can actually, you know, go on par with like Ultra Instinct Sign. He can fight with Ultra Ego a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be very interesting to see a Namekian that powerful out there, because having the power to do this and he's this old, like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I just see so much potential in so much different areas of Dragon Ball Diamond at this point is just very insane, bro. So he brings all the Dragon Balls together. Goma, he ends up basically, you know, using the words to bring Shenron to existence. And the first wish that he uses is to basically turn the Z Fighters and the kids into first graders. Then he's like, well, what about the ones that are already young? And basically speaking on Trunks and Goten, and he says, well, hell, turn them into babies. So we basically get, you know, the Z Fighters turned into kids. Trunks and Goten are now babies. Even Piccolo is a kid. Like, everybody is a kid. And the second wish, you know, we really don't get to see him like wish for the second wish or whatever. Is so much like complication on the first wish that we don't really see what he actually wishes for the second and third wish. But he said what he wanted for the second wish, so I wonder if we're actually going to see that unfold within the further episodes, or if he just completely like flunked out the last two wishes. We really don't know. But then we end up seeing how the kids, they are all turning at the same time. Goku and Vegeta are sitting there fighting, and they just start turning into kids, and then you hear everybody screaming. So with that being said, that basically wraps up the episode. You know, it leaves us on the cliffhanger that next episode, everybody's going to be freaking out, trying to wonder why they got turned into kids and stuff. So with that being said, I'm very interested to see what's going to unfold for the rest of the season. You know, I'm very interested to see how Goku and them are actually going to get to the Demon Realm. I feel like this show has a lot of potential. I know a lot of people wanted the moral arc to be animated, and we jump straight back into Super so we can finish up. And I do agree, we definitely need to get that animated pretty soon. But, you know, with this being also acquainted with Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, and with the rumors that characters from Daima are actually going to show up in Dragon Ball Super at some point. So, you know, with that being said, you know, I'm just very excited with what is to come with this show. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think, and let me know if you guys were able to catch the episode. Let me know any theories, any questions that you have down in the comments. And I am going to catch you in the next Dragon Ball content video. We have some more Dokkan stuff coming, of course. And then, of course, on Friday, we will have episode 2 review dropping. So, hope you guys have a good day. Use your Dragon Balls responsibly, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.